Hello once again, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today's going to be another segment of Mail Call, and that's where I can answer your questions directly coming from emails, questions down in the comments section below videos, and many other platforms. Before we get started, just want to quick touch on two things. Those of you that take the time out of your day to send me some things, that goes noticed. It's very appreciated, very thoughtful, and I thank you. James Bradbury from the UK sent some LED marker lights for the 323 CI convertible. The left-handed scissors, very thoughtful. I get all of those, and I'm very appreciative of that. For anybody who takes a little bit of time out of their busy day to send me some thanks, send cards, all kinds of stuff, you guys are appreciated and you're the best, and I really want to thank all of you for that. Another thing I want to get to, something I want to start on Mail Call is at the end I want to showcase you guys and your cars. I am a car guy just like you are, or you wouldn't be watching the video, right? I mean, we work on cars, we love cars. Just because I have a couple vets, I love all cars. I love Toyota Supras, I love trucks, I love every make and model in one way or another. I even like Yugos. So what I want is for you guys, if you're willing, to send a picture of yourself and your car and a little bit of information on your car, what you've done to it, what it is, what's special about it. I'm going to feature a few during every mail call at the end, and give a little bit of information and give you and your car a little bit of some spotlight. And I really think that's deserved, and I want to see your cars. I want to see what you're working on, what you have, and what you enjoy to drive. So I'll put the email link down below, as usual, and I'll pin it as well, and you can send your pics of you and your cars to that email address. So let's get started here. Gabe A wants to know what the best products would be to detail, clean, and get rid of a mist of oil or transmission fluid on the undercarriage of cars. There are two things that I use. Depending on the time of the year, during the winter time, I also have to have something that neutralizes salt and brine as well. But when it comes to just regular detailing, I'm going to have two products. One of them is going to be the engine gunk here, and that's going to be for anything around the engine compartment that has a buildup of oil and grease, anything that drips and sprays back throughout the center of the car, back through the drive shaft and the rear diff. And then for the rest of the frame, so I'll spray that on there and I'll let it soak. And then I'm going to get out my oil eater degreaser. That is an APC cleaner degreaser that is formulated to break up oil and real heavy grease, and that's very effective as well. So between those two products, I'll spray that on there, let it sit for a few minutes, and then drag out the Ryobi and pressure wash that stuff off. Very effective. Okay guys, next, Eric Lipnicki has a question on ceramic coatings, and he's been applying the retail coatings that anybody can get. He wants to know if it's worthwhile to get certified or just stick with retail coatings. To me, it's worthwhile. And you spoke of Jade Purist and also the Adams 5-year ceramic. That one anybody can get. And that one, I have to tell you, I am very skeptical of it being a 5-year coating. I think I would lean more towards a 3-year coating, where if you get certified for a lot of these coatings, they will be true 5-year coatings. Not only is the certification to help you, guiding you in preparation of the coating and the coating itself, but it links you up with a lot of other detailers that are installers. In case you have problems, you have a lot of people to reach out to, because you're normally going to be linked to a group and a lot of contacts, and maybe even a trainer or somebody that's a mentor in your area to help you out if you are having any problems with the coating or the preparation for the coating. So yeah, Jade Purist, IGL, SB3, those are three that I would recommend if you're going to get certified for one. Those are all great coatings and an excellent support system behind the coating, and that's very important. All right, let's get to the next question. That is Barry Bajanowski, and he wants to know, often in your videos you say 2 coats. Is the second coat for more protection, or does it ensure an even coat? I'm going to say yes, because yes is the answer to both. It does ensure that you're giving a nice even layer across. Hey, we're not perfect. We're not robots. We all make mistakes. Sometimes we get a little lackadaisical during our application, and we could miss a little bit of an area, or you even leave an area thin where that second coat will fill that in and correct the problem. It also ensures a little bit more protection and will give you better durability and duration for the protection you choose as well. All right, the next question goes to Thomas Myers, and he coated his wheels and then went to get them mounted and balanced, and balancing the wheels, they would not stick, so he had to get the lip weights, which are a little annoying. So ask him where they want to apply the wheel weight and just remove the coating with a cleaner polish. A little bit of elbow grease and you'll be able to get that coating off of there. Let them stick the wheel weights and then just recoat the whole wheel. I often let them take care of that first and then coat the wheel, but I completely understand. You won't have much of a problem if you have some type of a cleaner polish with a little bit of an abrasive to help you remove that coating. Okay, next question goes to Adam Abellis, and he has a 2004 Corvette Zo6, absolutely beautiful. Adam, congratulations. He wants to do a paint correction on it. He does have the Griot's Garage G9, and he's looking for recommendations for a pad and a polish to go with it. I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to remove from it. Maybe some swirls. That paint is going to be stubborn and hard. GM Corvette, quite common. Start out with 3D1 and a Eurofiber 50 pad. If that does not remove what you're going after, you're going to have to step up to 3D ACA 500 or 3D AAT 501, and you'll have to team that up with a Lake Country or a Max Shine microfiber cut pad, whichever you choose. It doesn't matter where it comes from. I'm just giving you kind of an example of what you need to get to remove some of those blemishes, and then you can use 3D1 to finish down. Hope that helps. Okay, the next question goes to Travis Biffnuts, and I love the name. And he wants to know if QPon 2.0 is fine for a topper. You know, to tell you the truth, QPon 2.0 really loves naked clear coat to bond onto as a base. It's great for a base layer and a foundation layer. If you want to use something from QPon as a topper, reach for or look at their QPon 3.0. That is a ready-to-use formula and an excellent topper on its own. You know, even standalone protection, it's wonderful as well. He also has a second question. The SiO2 infused primer polishes out there, like McKee's SiO2 and Angel Wax all-in-one, and the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions polish and wax. Are they great primer waxes? Do they serve a purpose? They really do, but I do prefer that if you use one of those, stay in the family of coatings. So say you're using you know, Turtle Wax spray sealant coating, their spray coating, then use their primer. If you're going to use the McKee's SiO2 primer, use their coating. So if you keep them all in the same family, they're going to work together, they're going to bond together, they're going to play well, they're going to be a family on your car, because you really don't know what's going to work well or what's going to play well with other coatings. So mixing and matching is going to be something you'll have to test on your own accord, and it's not advisable from the companies that make these. But if you're using you know, Turtle Wax, yeah, absolutely, then go ahead and put the spray sealant on top of that. If you're using McKee's, then go ahead and put their coating on top of that. It makes an excellent foundation for the coating to bond to. The next question goes to Maurice Barrera. He is working on a 2015 Lexus Rc F. He wants to know what type of clear coat it has and what pad would take care of imperfections. Well, that clear coat's going to be on the soft side. It's going to be a little bit thinner than usual. Pad, well, it depends what type of issues you're trying to correct. I'm just going to go right in the middle. So I would recommend a Buff and Shine white polish pad. What that is one of the more aggressive polish pads, but it's nothing that will cut deep or fast or aggressive and will chew a lot of clear. But it's something that can remove swirls, minor blemishes, staining and etching. So I hope that helps. Okay, Ken Bentz wants to know what I would pick between these two polishers, the G15 or the Max Shine Pro M15. The Griot's Garage is on sale now. Okay, well that's great. So that brings it down to within $25 of the Max Shine Pro. They also have the generic Max Shine, which only has the 900 watt. You can't really tell the difference between 900 and 1000 really, unless you're really tuned in and used to the machine. So, wow, they are, I could tell you, Griot's Garage, the Swirl Killers, Max Shine, I wouldn't be surprised if they all came from the same plant. Just saying, they're all, you know, have Chinese or Japanese parts within them, so I would throw a dart. Whatever it lands close to, you could take a pick. You're going to be in good shape with either one of them. I haven't had a problem with either one of those. I've had hundreds of hours, hundreds of corrections on them, and they're just fine. Service them. Change out the carbon brushes every once in a while. Change out the grease and the gears. You're good to go. Okay, David Barclay, he wants to do some minor paint correction, and he wants to use the new Hybrid Solutions, polish and wax, and then follow up with their sealant. He wants to know if that's overkill for minor imperfections. Not really, depending on what clear you're working on. The platelet abrasives within that polish give you a steady, even, persistent cut, but not the quickest out of the gate, which is a good thing sometimes. If you're working on soft paint, you don't want to shred it and shave that off quickly, so a polish like that will be perfect. On harder clear, you may have to adjust your pad to get some work done with that, but again, patience is virtue there, and it all depends on what you're going after, what clear coat you are trying to remove those imperfections from. Okay, Myron wants to know what jeweling is. Jeweling is done as the last step before protection. If you're doing a multi-step correction, you're removing the haze, that's the polish portion of the correction, brings out clarity and shine. You can even go a step further. A lot of show cars will go through this. I could tell you, that step, it's going to take a trained eye to see that step you take from your finishing polish to jeweling and the result that you see. Each portion of your correction, guys, is making the surface of the substrate or the clear coat flatter and flatter and flatter. And that's what gives you more gloss and more gloss. The flatter you get the surface, the more gloss and reflection you're going to get. So you have cutting, and then medium cut, and then fine cut, and then your polishes, and then your finishing. And then if you want to jewel, all you're doing is just flattening out the surface more and more and more, making it smoother. And that's what gives you the perception that it's glassy, and it has depth, and it has incredible shine. And you add the right protection on top of that, hey, you got a killer combination there. What do you use for jeweling? For me, it's going to be a rotary and a black foam pad. Well, depending on the clear coat. If it's really hard, I'll step up to maybe the yellow or the white. But for the most part, it's going to be the black finishing pad or application pad, and it's going to be a jeweling polish with just very, very fine abrasives. All right, Luke Chang wants to know, when do I choose a paste wax compared to a sealant? He's looking at Fuso Coat Soft 99. That's excellent, by the way. That's as close to a sealant as you're going to get when it comes from a wax. Fuso Coat and a Montan wax are going to be the best waxes. Montan wax is extracted from brown coal. It's only found in certain regions around the world, mostly northern Africa, so it's very expensive because of that. So maybe you're better off purchasing Fuso Soft 99. It's incredible and will last you. I don't like their newer version, guys, as much as I do the original, but that's completely up to you. Gives you a different look. Doesn't quite last as long, though. So when do I choose a paste wax compared to sealant? I'm going to choose the sealant when I'm looking for durability. I'm going to choose a paste wax depending on if I have a car show coming up or going out, taking the car out for the weekend, night out in the town, because a wax will not last very long. Even the ones that are infused with SiO2, they have a shelf life. So that's going to be depending on what I'm going to do with the car show, taking it out. If I want to show it, it's going to be a paste wax on top. If I want to protect it, it's going to be a sealant. I hope that helps you, guide you a little bit. Okay, Jawad Mir wants to know what the best option is if he doesn't have forced air in a cabinet like I have here to clean the pads. Then just buy multiple pads, use them up, clean them at the end of the day where you can let them hang out and dry, because normally any other method besides forced air and a pad cleaner and a brush, you're going to oversaturate the pad. It's going to make a hell of a mess. So I would just get a few other pads. Now they do have the pad cleaners out, that bucket that you put it in, and those are a mess because they oversaturate your pads as well. Forced air or just a brush and a microfiber towel to clean it off is perfectly fine. Okay, Joshua Upfer is working on an 06 Acura TL, and he's going to protect it, but he wants to do a one-step, spruce it up a little bit before he does that. He has the Eurofiber 50/50 pad. He wants to know what to team that up with, what polish. Well, an Acura TL, that clear is going to be soft, it's going to be a little thin, and I'm going to tell you the Eurofiber 50/50 pad might be a little bit much for what you're going to do. Step down a few steps, grab a polish pad, a foam polish pad, maybe a white buff and shine, something like that. See if that works, and if it doesn't and you have to go after some more major imperfections, then maybe jump up to the 50/50 pad. I would team that up with something like the Angel Wax All-in-One. If you're going to use their coating, they will play well together because they're in the same family. You could use 3D1, McGuire's 83. There are a bunch of fine polishes, or polishes that aren't a ton aggressive, that will take care of sprucing up that paint before protection. I hope that helps a bit. Okay guys, that's going to do it for today's mail calls. A little lengthy. I am a little behind on those, and I apologize. I'm trying to get back to as many of you as possible, email-wise as well, trying to answer your questions. But as you saw there, I tried to show as many cars as you sent pictures in with your questions, and I want to show a lot more of those. So send in the pictures of your cars, you in front of your car, a little bit of information about your car, and we will feature them in the mail call series. Love you guys. Great questions. Email link will be down below for mail call. Catch you in the next video.